Here is a bet that has never once paid off. Every modern Olympic Games, every single one we have good data for, has gone over budget. Not most of them, all of them, and not by a little. On average, the final bill lands about 159% over what the host city first promised. That is one of the most reliable findings in the entire study of giant projects. The Olympics are the one kind of project on Earth that has never, not once, been delivered on budget. So when a city promises it can host the Games for a fixed price, history has a very blunt answer. It cannot. Let that sink in because it is not a guess. Researchers at the University of Oxford have tracked the cost of the Games going back decades. Their finding is brutal. 100% of the Olympics they studied went over budget. The typical overrun, the one right in the middle, is more than 118%. So the average host does not miss its budget by 10 or 20%. It roughly doubles it, and often far worse. And these are the careful, conservative numbers. They count the cost of the Games themselves, and do not even include the new roads, rail, and airports a host has to build around them. The real bills run higher still. In the entire world of megaprojects, only one type of project has a worse track record than the Olympics: building nuclear waste dumps. That is the company the Games keep. To see how bad it can get, go to Montreal, 1976. The city planned a modest, almost charming little Games. The final cost came in 720% over budget in real terms, not 70, 720. The stadium was so expensive that locals nicknamed it the Big O, and the bill did not just sting, it lingered. Quebec spent the next 30 years paying off roughly $1.5 billion Canadian dollars of Olympic debt. The final payment was made in 2006. A child born during those Games was 30 years old before their province finished paying for them. And before you assume that was an old mistake the world has fixed, look at the recent Games. Tokyo 2020 came in about 128% over budget, with a later audit showing it cost far more than organizers had admitted. Rio 2016 blew past its budget by around 350%, and Sochi 2014 became the most expensive Olympics in history. Once you count the roads, the rail, and everything built from scratch around it, the all-in cost ran past $50 billion. For a 2-week event, the pattern does not improve with time. If anything, the numbers just get bigger. So here is the part nobody bidding for the Games wants to say out loud. The overrun is not bad luck, it is baked in. The same Oxford researchers describe Olympic costs with a chilling phrase: regression to the tail. In plain terms, it means there is no reliable ceiling. Every Games is one bad surprise away from becoming the new most expensive ever, and sooner or later, one of them will be. The Olympics are the only major project type that has never delivered on budget. Ever, that is not a run of unlucky hosts. That is the product working exactly as it always has. And then there are the buildings. The stadiums, the pools, the villages, built for 2 weeks and paid for over decades. Many sit half empty or quietly rotting within a few years, while the city keeps paying to maintain them. So what does an Olympics really cost? Not the number on the bid. The honest answer is far more than promised every single time, by an average of around 160%. The overrun is not a risk to manage. It is close to a certainty. When a city signs up for the Games, it is not buying a known price. It is signing a blank check and hoping the surprise at the end is survivable. Montreal got 30 years of debt. Others got stadiums they could never fill. The one thing none of them got was the price they were promised. Is there any way to win this bet? Almost. Exactly one host in modern memory turned a clear profit. Los Angeles, 1984, finished with a surplus of about $215 million, and it did it largely by refusing to build. It reused the stadiums it already had and rode a boom in television money. That was the biggest reason it worked. But here is the catch, and it is the important part. When Tokyo and Paris later tried to copy that reused playbook, it barely dented their bills. Even the one known escape hatch does not reliably work. The cities that go broke are the ones that build, and almost everyone in the end builds. The world has noticed. Hosting has become so unappealing that by 2021, the bidding had nearly collapsed, with cities dropping out and the contest running essentially unopposed. The greatest show on Earth increasingly cannot find anyone willing to pay for it. So what does the world really pay for the Olympics? Always more than the brochure said. An average overrun of around 160%, a perfect 100% record of going over, and a list of host cities still paying for parties that ended decades ago. So is it worth it? For the glory, the pride, the 2 weeks the whole world watches, maybe. But in pure money terms, no. It is one of the most predictable traps a city can walk into, because the single number nobody can ever hold to is the price. The Games can be magnificent. They are almost never cheap, and they are never, ever on budget. Next, we look at the one kind of project on Earth with an even worse record than the Olympics. A nuclear power plant where the overruns are measured not in years, but in decades and tens of billions. What a nuclear plant really costs, and why almost no one finishes one on time. Every figure you just saw is traced to a named source, listed in full in the description below.